New at 10, any minute now, we're expecting them. Honor flight number 65 will come back from Washington, D.C. This is a live look. Veterans left from Center, Missouri at 2:30 a.m. and are set to return to Mark Twain High School right here.
Yeah, firefighters are going to greet them there with a water salute. Some water cannons will be shooting water over as they come into that parking lot there at Mark Twain High School. This was the third of 6 trips planned for this year, and it's marking the first time Mark Twain High School has hosted the departure and homecoming. About 33 veterans from Missouri.
Back from Washington, D.C., they left at 2:30 this morning.
All right. We are returning to Mark Twain High School right now. You can see a live look right now. They are supposed to be getting a what they call a water cannon salute too from the fire department. They'll be shooting some water up over as they arrive back there. And this was the third of 6 trips planned for this year. First time Mark Twain High School has hosted the departure and homecoming. About 33 veterans returning back to Missouri tonight.
A number of local veterans have likely decided to sleep in a little bit this morning after yesterday's whirlwind trip to our nation's capital. Check this out. This was the scene in Center, Missouri last night as those veterans returned from the Great River Honor Flight. Look at that crowd there. A number of community members showed up to welcome them home. The day included a visit to Arlington National Cemetery, the various memorials, and dinner on Pennsylvania Avenue. This was the 65th Honor Flight and the third of 6 missions planned for this year. Almost 2,100 local veterans have now taken the Great River Honor Flight.
Oh yay! Oh yay! Arriving in the airport terminal from St. Louis, the Great River Honor Flight with veterans from Korea and Vietnam. God bless our veterans! May the throng rise up to meet you. May the wind be at your back. May the sun shine warmly on your face. The rain fall gently on your fields. And may God hold you all in the palm of his hand until we meet again. God bless.
can never give enough thanks for our veterans who proudly served our country to maintain the freedoms we enjoy today. We hope that in a small way, Mission 65 provided some closure and debt of gratitude for the veterans' service to our great country.
Good morning. I hope your honor flight experience so far has been memorable. There's so much more ahead for you on this special day. Today, you're on your way to see the national memorials in Washington, D.C., built in your honor. The goal of this honor flight is a salute to you in appreciation from your family, friends, neighbors, and country for your service. While you'll have a full schedule during your visit to Washington, D.C., there are 3 primary memorials that you'll visit today: the World War II Memorial, the Korean Memorial, and the Vietnam Memorial. Each has its own character and design, and each one represents the sacrifice you and so many gave in your military service. Thanks to all you accomplished, today we continue to enjoy the freedoms that come from being an American. We'd like to give you a short tour of each of these special sites in the hopes that through the information we share with you, your enjoyment and understanding of these monuments will be that much more memorable. We begin with the World War II Memorial. It honors the service of 16 million members of the Armed Forces of the United States of America, the support of countless millions on the home front, and the ultimate sacrifice of 405,399 Americans. On May 29, 2004, a 4-day grand reunion of veterans on the National Mall culminated in the dedication of this tribute to the legacy of the greatest generation. This memorial follows the spirit of the original plans of the city of Washington, with the center of government, our nation's capital, at one end of the mall, the Washington Monument honoring the best of the 18th century in the center, and the Lincoln Memorial representing the best of the 19th century at the other end. The World War II Memorial celebrates the legacy of our greatest military conflict and those who played a role in its success. Granite, bronze, and water elements harmoniously blend with the lawns, trees, and shrubbery of the surrounding landscape. As for the memorial, you'll enter through the Pacific Gate, one of 2 43-foot pavilions proclaiming America's victory on land, at sea, and in the air in our 2 theaters of conflict, the Atlantic and the Pacific. 56 granite columns split between 2 half circles framing the rebuilt Rainbow Pool symbolize the unprecedented wartime unity among the 48 states, 7 federal territories, and the District of Columbia. Bronze ropes tie the columns together, while bronze, oak, and wheat wreaths respectively represent the nation's industrial and agricultural strengths. The 24 bronze bas-relief panels that flank the ceremonial entrance offer glimpses into the human experience at home and at war. The memorial also features areas where recollections come flooding back, triggered by the sight of dozens of battle names and military campaign designations carved into stone. And in the center of it all, a wall of 4,048 gold stars silently pays solemn tribute to the ultimate sacrifice given by more than 405,000 Americans. Each star represents 100 brave heroes of this conflict. While at the memorial, you are encouraged to search the World War II Registry, a computerized database honoring Americans who helped win the war, either overseas or on the home front. Korea. World War II has ended. The country was riding a wave of prosperity, which left the Great Depression as a memory of the past. The soothing sounds of big band music from Duke Ellington and Tommy Dorsey to Glenn Miller seemed to catch the mood of the times. America was disarming and returning to peace. In the early morning hours of June 25, 1950, war again erupted as North Korean forces, under the direction of their communist government, invaded South Korea. By the time it ended, some 1.5 million American troops would see service alongside forces from 21 other countries. Many remarkable acts of heroism were recorded. 131 servicemen were awarded the country's highest tribute, the Medal of Honor. Whether Army, Marine, Navy, or Air Force, serving as soldier, chaplain, nurse, clerk, or in supply, many of you were part of this major international effort to stop active communist aggression. The Korea Memorial was erected by our country's grateful citizens to remember your time and your sacrifice in service of our country. Ground was broken on June 14, 1992, Flag Day, by President George H.W. Bush. The memorial was dedicated on July 27, 1995, the 42nd anniversary of the armistice ending the war. President William Clinton and the President of the Republic of Korea, Kim Young-sam, were on hand for the dedication. The memorial is designed as a triangle meeting a circle. As you approach it, first you will come to the triangular field of service. Within it, sculptor Frank Gaylord designed 19 larger-than-life statues to portray a squad on patrol. These statues, each 7 feet 3 inches tall, consist of 14 Army soldiers, 3 Marines, 1 Navy man, and 1 Air Force man, symbolic of their contributions in the war. They also express an ethnic cross-section of America, with 12 Caucasian, 3 African American, 2 Hispanic, 1 Asian, and 1 Native American. The figures are all outlined with various gear to depict a scout, a squad leader, BAR runners, riflemen, radio operators, medical corpsmen, air-ground controller, each with full equipment. The figures are advancing out of woods. The men are wearing ponchos, indicative of the weather conditions faced in Korea. The last 3 men are still in the woods, hinting that more are to follow. The rough terrain of Korea is symbolized by juniper bushes and the obstacles soldiers faced by granite strips. Next to the field of service is the granite mural wall. From more than 125,000 photographs of the Korean War, some 2,400 images were selected. A lot of thought was given to symbolism. The war lasted 38 months. The final result was division along the 38th parallel. The mural wall is placed so that it reflects the images of the 19-man platoon to show 38 soldiers. Toward the rear of the memorial is the Pool of Remembrance. This honors the dead, the missing POWs, and the wounded from the U.S. and UN forces. 54,246 Americans died in this conflict. 103,284 were wounded, and another 15,317 were either captured or are still missing in action. 17 nations provided combat units. 5 more sent medical support. 2 messages are inscribed in the memorial. The first is the reminder that freedom is not free. The second is the dedication message. At the point of the triangle, the purpose for which the memorial was erected, it reads, "Our nation honors her sons and daughters who answered the call to defend a country they never knew and a people they never met." A short walk from the Korea Memorial stands the Lincoln Memorial, and further down, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, or as it's commonly referred to, the Wall. It has become one of the most popular tourist attractions in Washington, D.C., with over 4 million visitors each year. First unveiled on November 13, 1982, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial remains an atypical war monument. Its main feature, a V-shaped wall inscribed with the names of over 58,000 U.S. soldiers killed during the Vietnam War, lacks heroic or patriotic symbols, and its polished black granite facade contrasts with the white marble statues and structures surrounding it on the National Mall. It's 493 feet long and comprised of 142 panels. The names are arranged in chronological order according to the date of casualty. The list starts at the apex or center, beginning with 1959 on panel 1E and going out to the east toward the Washington Monument. Then it resumes at the end of the west wall, closest to the Lincoln Memorial. As the wall emerges from the earth with panel 70W in 1968 and ending with the date of 1975 at the bottom of panel 1W, thus the war's beginning and end meet in the center. Just like the World War II Memorial, it was built without the use of government funds. Jan C. Scruggs, a wounded Vietnam vet, studied what is now called post-traumatic stress disorder upon his return to the United States. Within a few years, he began calling for a memorial to help with the healing for the roughly 3 million Americans who served in the conflict. He began the process using $2,800 of his own money to form the Vietnam Memorial Fund in 1979. By 1981, some 275,000 Americans, along with corporations, foundations, veterans groups, civic organizations, and labor unions, had given $8.4 million to the project. As for the design, the guidelines stipulated that the memorial should contain the names of every American who died in Vietnam or remained missing in action, make no political statement about the war, be in harmony with its surroundings, and be contemplative in character. Over 1,400 submissions came in to be judged anonymously by a panel of 8 artists and designers. In the end, the panel passed over every professional architect in favor of 21-year-old Yale University student Maya Lin, the daughter of Chinese immigrants who had created her design for a class project. Many people commended Lin's winning design, but others lambasted it as an insult. Eventually, a compromise was reached under which a U.S. flag and a statue of 3 servicemen were dedicated near the wall in 1984, thereby bringing a visual image beyond that of the names to the overall memorial. 9 years later, yet another sculpture was added of 3 women caring for an injured soldier. Not only did the controversy quickly quiet down, but the Vietnam Veterans Memorial has since become both widely praised and wildly popular. Tens of thousands of so-called artifacts have been intentionally left at the memorial since its opening, including letters, military medals, dog tags, and photographs. These items are collected each day by rangers from the National Park Service and sent to a storage facility in Maryland. It has been referred to as the most beautiful, the most heart-wrenching, and most subtle and most powerful of all the memorials. Names continue to be added to the memorial.
We hope this short video gives you a good foundation of these 3 key memorials you will visit today. We are honored to be a part of this special day for all of you and hope it's everything that you hoped it would be and more. From all of us at WGEM and everyone on the board of the Great River Honor Flight, plus the thousands of friends, businesses, and individuals that have donated to make this mission a reality, thank you for your service you gave to your country. We are deeply indebted to you. Have a great time.